Hello and welcome to Unverified. I'm your boy Simba, aka Swizzy IV, and this is the Unverified podcast. Today I am joined by my lovely, wonderful co-hosts. Today we've got Israel, aka Ira Malade, on the mic.
Hi guys.
Hello. And then we got Reese, aka Gamer. How's it going, Reese?
I wasn't told this was the Unverified podcast when asked to be here.
I'm apologize that our team didn't let you know. By the way, you are on that team. Just thought I'd let you know that too.
We should fire members of that team. They're not very good at relaying information.
Well, I'm not going to get into that. But and then last but not least, we have our boy Simi, but you may know him better as Tamago2474. How's it going,
What's
Simi?
up? I volunteered to be HR in charge of firings. So, I can sort that out. Don't you worry.
I'll send you a list.
It's not a very long list.
They're up there, maybe remember the members.
Oh my god. Speaking of somebody getting fired, I think somebody at YouTube lost their job in the last week.
Wait, what's that? What happened?
So, recently, the YouTube Twitter account decided to put out this tweet, and it says, "No one, absolutely no one, creators after talking for 15 minutes. All right, let's jump straight into the video." And if people don't use the YouTube platform, you might know that people on the platform tend to try and aim to hit, 10 to 15 minutes per video in order to make sure that their videos get enough engagement, in order to make sure that it gets pushed around more, in order to make sure they get enough ads into the video. And YouTube was mocking YouTubers for doing this. Now, yeah. So maybe you want to let people know why creators were not very happy with them tweeting this out.
Okay, it's YouTube's attempt at, a joke. Okay, fine, whatever, haha. But there is a sort of disconnect. Obviously, they went from, valuing views to valuing watch time more because it more accurately represented how much engagement people were actually having on the platform. But with that, it means that creators are going to start doing stuff to make sure people are watching their videos for longer, which means talking and talking and talking forever, not getting to the point of the video, something that could be explained in 30 seconds. They'll spend 10 minutes trying to explain it.
I should do YouTube more.
Israel, you'd be perfect for YouTube, man. Come on,
Yes.
step up your game, bro.
I've been telling you.
This man.
I mean, the statement's also just wrong. The YouTubers never waffle on for 15 minutes and then say, let's jump into the video. They say, let's jump straight into the video and then waffle on for 15 minutes.
True.
That
is actually so true. Let's get straight into the video. But beforehand, I have to thank my sponsor. It's like, my guy, do you know what straight into it means?
Oh my god. Yeah, it's kind of akin to some degree it's like literally your manager going, hey, you have a quota for this many sales, so try and do that. And then your manager walks in and be like, look at that fucking Simi guy. I can't believe he's just sitting there making calls when they're trying to hit our quota. What an idiot, What doesn't have a wife and kids and a family? What a fucking dumbass.
Take out the second half of that, and I don't think that's that bad.
Be like, yo, man, why are you working so late, bro? Make sure you have those papers on my desk by 9 a.m. tomorrow, though, yeah? Like, yeah, I mean, and that's why even the format of the tweet doesn't really work, because the whole idea of no one, absolutely no one, is to suggest that the thing that happens is happening for no reason. But clearly, there's a reason why YouTubers do this. Although, there are some YouTubers who just don't know how to get to the point. It's not even about the 10-minute mark. They just can't shut up.
There's some YouTubers I tried to watch, but like the point of the video could be gotten to in 2 minutes. And then you're like, why does this video have a length of 20?
For real, man.
How did you do that?
Exactly. I have a tip for people who want to watch like a video and they're watching it because they want a very specific piece of information. Go to YouTube. There are 3 dots under the video and it says open transcript. And then do Control F and search for specifically what you want to actually know about.
Something, can I ask a really important question here?
What?
If you're going on YouTube, opening up a video and then going to the transcript, why not just read an article at that point?
Sometimes the info, I would always prefer an article over a video, but sometimes the video is the only thing you have. It's like, all right, let's hurry this thing up. Sometimes I will read the video. I'm not joking. I did it 2 days ago. I was like, listen, I don't care about your personality. I want the information.
I just don't think I've cared that much about any piece of information.
I would just scroll through Twitter. Like, if there's any like YouTube drama, there's probably a random Twitter thread on it somewhere.
But the problem with Twitter is like you're not really getting the full story.
Oh, definitely.
You know? So there's gonna be a lot of missing information. But I'm just like, if you're gonna read transcripts on a YouTube video, I feel like at that point maybe YouTube isn't the site you should be using for that piece of information. maybe try something else. It's just my thoughts on that one.
Are you saying go read an article? Are there articles on YouTube drama?
Yes.
Is it that deep?
Yeah, but this isn't even exclusive to YouTube drama.
I was watching this tutorial the other day on like how I can overclock on my motherboard, and this guy was just like going on. I was like, it took him like 10, like I think it took like 5 minutes to get to the actual overclocking part. And I'm like, this is all this video is about. What are you talking about for 5 minutes before that?
Usually there's some helpful person in the comment that goes, oh, the actual video starts at, 3 hours and 63 minutes, by the way.
Literally, bro.
Yeah, you always got to click the like on those comments. They're doing a public service.
When I get into learning about like moving to other countries and stuff, I try and watch videos about it. And I was looking at like moving at what it's like in living in South Korea, just out of interest. Now, there's a certain specific demographic that I'm not going to name and shame that seems to have a vested interest in South Korea. And they're the ones who tend to make videos about South Korea. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but this demographic is not very good at getting to any point ever. So when you look up anything about it, whether it's just learning part of this language, what is this like? Every 10 minutes of the comments, it's like, yeah, video starts at 5 something. It's just so terrible. Oh, I hate it.
Man. Like, and didn't this tweet that YouTube posted, did they end up deleting it, I believe? And then they put out a statement apologizing.
Yeah, because everyone was kind of pissed, basically.
Oh, yeah, that guy definitely isn't around anymore then.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone because it's fucking gone. Somebody made a good point, and it was like, with the tweet specifically, it's still out of poor taste and stuff, but it was like, it was clearly feels like it's just like an intern who probably isn't as vested and doesn't pay as much attention to what happens to YouTube, just making a joke that he thought would be funny, not knowing that it was how in poor taste it was. I'm assuming that's what it is, and it seems like that makes most sense, because I don't think anybody who works at YouTube and knows it properly would do something like that.
Yeah, it usually tends to be the case with like these sorts of social media blunders half the time. When someone makes a tweet like that, they're usually not aware of the actual situation when they're making the joke. I'm assuming the person who made the joke was aware of, like, they probably have watched YouTube, they are aware of the whole 15-minute joke, but they're probably just not as self-aware enough to realize, oh yeah, YouTube vested that environment.
One thing I did want to ask before we move on from this is, Sammy, as somebody who's on YouTube more, because I know like people talk about YouTube kind of pushing this way of making content, but like as a creator, what ways do you feel like they actually do that?
There are generally more incentives for longer videos. If you have a video, it used to be, if you had a video that was 10 minutes or longer, you can actually place ads in them. Otherwise, YouTube will put an ad at the beginning and one of those bumper ads, and that'll be it. If you have a video longer than 10 minutes, you can actually place ads, as many as you want, literally, in your video. So you make more money from your video instantly. They have now reduced that as of July to 8 minutes, which I thought was a good move for, YouTubers making shorter videos, but it doesn't really combat the incentives, because another major incentive is that longer videos get you longer watch time. And if you have longer watch time, your video will perform better. This is not conspiracy. This is 100% fact. Making longer videos is just the better way to get your video into recommended a lot. But what I personally believe, like, yeah, there are all these incentives for making longer videos, but I think the most important thing is you want to just make a video that's engaging. Even if it's a shorter one, if it's engaging enough that a person's going to click on another video of yours, in the long term, as far as like performance of your channel, that's what's really going to matter. But if you can do that and make hour-long videos, then hell yeah, man, you...
The jackpot.
Yeah, pretty much.
People on YouTube out here making feature-length movies just to keep up. But I guess that may be the move, since, people don't seem to be going to the fucking cinemas anymore for obvious reasons.
Why's that? What's going on?
I think there was a movie that came out and it was just so bad that people were like, yo, ill, man. I'd rather like get ill.
Oh, Cats. That was the last film that came out before people stopped going to cinemas, right?
That's true. Cats cancelled cinema.
Well, that's, you know, as much as I'd like to believe that conspiracy theory, I don't know if that's quite on it, you know? But for obvious reasons, as you may know, there's some stuff going on out there that's causing people to not go to the cinemas as much. But there's a good chance that this pandemic might be the nail in the coffin for cinemas.
Really?
Well, I'm not sure if, Cineworld recently just has temporarily closed for like indefinitely after they delayed the new Bond film. So Cineworld is just not operating. There's like no employees or whatever. They just shut down temporarily until April something. And I was looking at it as well. And Odeon, the company that owns it, I forgot what it's called, but the company that owns it was like, yeah, if if the rate in which they're burning cash keeps going on, then they're probably going to go into liquidation in the next few months. So it's not looking very lit for cinemas. Do you guys think, as I put into my notes, that the box office is staring into the eyes of the Reaper?
I would like to think not, but
Same.
it's dire straits right now.
Yeah, of course. In COVID times, it's it's extreme. People aren't going, but I'm sure everybody like would prefer to see something in the large cinema with just the whole atmosphere around that, rather than just sitting at home, right?
Is that true though?
For certain films, definitely for me.
For certain films, yeah.
So if you guys don't know, with the podcast, I'm gonna peel back the curtain for this topic a little bit. I usually choose the people who are on here specifically based on the topics. So I actually chose the people here based on this topic because I know I'm quite into movies. Simi, I know, is very avid into movies. Reese likes movies, but in a more casual level. And I know Israel doesn't give a shit for Western movies, really.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be a good balance to hear those opinions. So Israel, I think you and Reese probably speak more for the general audience as whether or not cinemas are really a thing you guys are interested in, right?
As Simi briefly mentioned with like Endgame, I would have had a completely different experience with that film if I just saw it at home. That was an amazing experience just because of how excited the crowd was.
Yeah.
And I feel like with them type of movies, them sort of more like action based that like get people like really like hyped and emotional like that, they're amazing for cinema. But if there was just like some new movie that was coming out, I can't think of any off the top of my head that would say a lot more slow paced, maybe more like drama and story focus,
like Marriage Story or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Then I can see how like maybe the cinema isn't necessarily adding that much, and that would be fine at like just home.
Yeah, like I watched Ad Astra at the IMAX, BFI IMAX, and that's the Brad Pitt the recent like space movie that he did. And yeah, it's like a big, like obviously it's a lot of shots of just expansive space, and obviously the cinema experience does add something to that. But do you not feel like that's kind of a niche in a sense, like is there any point? I think also cinemas, I think to people, the reason why they tend to go to the cinemas because movies will come out much later to other things. But recently, Universal announced that all of its films will be releasing digitally at the same time as they'll be releasing in the box office going forward.
Going forward, as in this is like a change they're committing to.
This is something they're committing to following after the pandemic.
Right, and that makes sense. That's why the cinemas got so upset with them, right?
Yeah.
That's a huge move. If I want to see the movie when it comes out, I need to go to the cinema. Like, that's why it was such a big deal for us that we went and saw Infinity War and Endgame the day it came out or the day after. Because if you didn't see it on those days, you were gonna get spoiled. You were going to get spoiled. So you had to see it. If they come out on digital, I'm watching it at home. I'm not risking being on the bus and getting spoiled.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's so true. And it seems like obviously companies like Universal seem to just actively trying to kill cinemas. Like Universal actually gets a bigger cut if they release the streaming services versus the box office.
Damn.
So there's a direct incentive for them not to release to cinemas. I think for cinemas they get 40 or 60%, and on streaming services they get like 80%. So there's a clear direct monetary incentive. So like, do you think if enough companies go, we'll just release digitally at the same time, do you think cinemas will stand a chance?
I still think they will.
I still think they will. Probably less, but I still think they will. Because I think the whole thing with the cinema experience is also just being able to, like, whilst you could just go to someone's house and all watch a movie together, I think the social aspect of literally going outside to like a neutral location with your friends is nice, because you get to experience the movie together in like a very proper surround sound kind of space, which is probably the most crucial part I'd say about cinema is the sound in general. because I don't know how many people own a 5.1 or 7.1 surround sound system at all, and even then, just in general, it's like the audience reaction. I think the only difference is that you can't really talk. Other than that, I'd say they still stand up. Firstly, they're like a really good they're like a really good social gathering, personally.
I agree with that. And that is a big motivation for why a lot of people go to the cinema. It's a chance to, I want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, watching a film is just such a small part of it.
Also, personally, it's like, okay, if you're trying to think of like if you're trying to think of like trying to think of something to do on like a third date or something with some girl. Third, not first.
Never go to the cinema.
not first, but like
just generally, just cinema as a date. Unless it's like a girl you're dating, I'm gonna have to disagree with you guys. Don't do that.
Because like I'm thinking in the case like for a third date, I don't know if they trust me enough to come to their house. So like I'm like, okay, yeah, cinema's like a good option.
I actually think so too. Like if it's like a third one, not a first one, I'd say like if you as long as you're both into the movie, you're gonna watch.
I don't know. For me, I'd say don't do that because you don't like that's kind of the problem with cinemas as a social gathering. It's a room in which you're supposed to just shut up for a certain amount of time. You're not really supposed to talk.
See, the one thing I could say is, at least for me, I don't think I have ever left my house, gone to a cinema, watched a film, then come back home. Whenever you're like meeting with people to go to a cinema, there's always other stuff goes with it, It's, you watch the film, but you may like hang out a bit beforehand, get food afterwards, like just go somewhere afterwards. It's very rarely this is all it is, You watch the film and then you split.
I think that social aspect of it will probably stick around, but I just wonder if it's like gonna stop being a go-to as to like watch a film,
I think so. Actually, I feel like the cinema is gonna become something more like going to watch a play.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a thing we could do, but it's not a staple. Like, we're gonna do this. Like we are not gonna have people going to a movie every weekend, like in a cinema. And the cinemas are gonna be niche. Like I can't remember. Is it the Prince George cinema, or there's a cinema where they Prince Charles? Yeah, the Prince Charles Theatre. They exclusively show older films that aren't in like regular circulation anymore. And I feel like cinemas are going to become like that, where, older movies, you can watch it however you want, but people go to the Prince Charles cinema because they want to see it in that cinema experience. I feel like that is how it's going to be.
I think if it wasn't for this year, I think cinemas could have coasted along for a while. Like, I think before they were in a position where streaming was a looming threat, but it was like something that they could still survive under.
Yeah.
But this year, it's like, are you guys even going to make it alive
for real?
Out of this one? Like, are you guys going to even be here to compete by the end of the year?
Legit.
That's the problem, is like, will they even be cinemas to go to by 2021? Like, that's kind of the concern now, isn't it? And I guess like if they survive, there'll be way less of them because I don't think they'll have the money to keep up in the same way. And if enough companies, I think, start to push to their own services, Disney owns like fucking 25% of the film industry. Well, not even the media industry. And if Disney just went, we're just putting everything on streaming services now, they die.
Yeah.
Oh, easy. They're gone.
Yeah.
It'd be a wrap.
They're dead. That would kill them. So
if that was the hypothetical, they're done. They're just shut down.
Universal's not a small one though. Universal's also a massive studio to pull all their movies to do that. Sorry. So it's a scary road for cinema. I personally really enjoy the cinema experience. But yeah, it might be dead. But at least the last movie I watched in cinemas was Parasite. So at least I can tell my kids that was the last movie I watched in the theater.
Oh, crap. I'm trying to remember my one too.
Oh, the last movie I watched was Dragon Ball Super Broly. That was it. It was a Dragon Ball movie. I watched it with Isaac.
Was what?
Dragon Ball Super Broly. I watched it with... I went to the cinema with Isaac like last year.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Was it...
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Didn't you watch... What, you part of his Sonic watching group?
No.
Is Sonic the last movie Isaac watched in the cinema?
Well, what? That came out Valentine's Day, so I think it did. I think he did, because he saw it on release.
That's so sad. Imagine that being the last movie you watch in the theater. It's the Sonic movie.
That would hurt.
Your kids are like, hey, Dad, what's the last movie you watched before cinemas died? Marriage Story.
Wait, do you know something that's so peak about this situation? I met someone at VidCon who works for Cineworld, and she gave me unlimited access to movie tickets at Cineworld in February. And then Cineworld shuts down in March.
Oh man. Oh,
They knew that was
Oh,
happening.
man.
And it might never come back.
yeah, well, we'll see where cinemas are come next year, man. Fucking hell, it's gonna be die. It's one thing I'm interested. Actually, another question I had: if movies do push and do primarily end up on just streaming services, do you think that'll have an impact on the way movies are made to hold people's attention?
It might if the studios are incentivized to keep people watching for longer rather than just to keep people on the platform that they're on. And I mean that in a sense, like, because I don't know how studios make their money from having their movie on Netflix, for example. Is it that Netflix pays them a flat fee, or do they get paid based on how much people watch the movie?
It's licensing, isn't it?
Licensing. Okay.
Oh,
So if it's a matter of licensing, then I don't really see them putting much effort into making that thing more engaging. All they need to do is make it marketable enough that a person would want to buy the subscription service to watch it, right? So I wouldn't see that
that's how I know it,
changing the actual like movie making experience. It would just be marketing like it usually has been.
From what I've seen on most streaming platforms, yeah, it's how well your content is getting people to be on the subscription. Like, say like if say some random studio decided to put their movie on Netflix and it was like, oh, all of a sudden Netflix subscriptions went up by 20% and all of these people started watching this movie. Or did it go, oh, they put this on their movie, subscriptions didn't go up, but everyone that was there watched it and then carried on with their day.
Yeah, I guess that would more affect whether or not Netflix would renew the license for that.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. I know that's why they at least claim they dropped all the Marvel stuff, because it just wasn't bringing in new people. And then Disney Plus releases like a month later, and people are like, that's why.
Yeah, it's like, that's why it'll disappear.
Yeah.
Also, on the note of Disney, bit of a sad one. Disney Channel UK has shut down all its operations. Just bring that up.
Oh, what?
That was Disney Channel UK is donezo, my friend.
Why?
I did not hear about this.
We lost the Argos catalog,
Yeah.
and now we've lost Disney Channel UK.
Yep, Disney Channel UK is gone, man.
This means we're becoming old guys. Like, we're gonna be like, yo, remember the Disney Channel? And kids are gonna be like, the what? The
damn.
Disney Channel? It even sounds old. It's like, these guys are the
my
whole channel
God.
for Disney, bro.
They'll be like, oh, is that like a thing on Disney Plus? It's like,
They would never know about Sweet Life on Deck with Hannah Montana.
Oh,
they will.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus though. That's the thing.
the
you know?
same.
It's all there. It's not the same. I agree. Quick question: do you think Disney's gonna do more of this, pulling stuff off? Because Disney owns stuff like Nat Geo and all that shit. Do you think we're gonna see more of this?
Probably.
yeah.
Am I the only one that just doesn't like streaming services?
I don't mind them.
I
don't
would
really
like-
watch TV in general.
Okay, I like them, but say with something like Disney Plus, to make Disney Plus worth it for me, I would need a basically Disney Channel type thing of, I don't want to go, okay, I just want to watch something, let's load this up, now what do I want to watch? Now what episode do I want to watch? I just want to be able to turn it on. That's what TV was good for. You just turn it on and something's playing, like, I'm just going to sit here for a bit.
Doesn't that make you more intentional about your watching habits, Reese? You know?
Yeah, but like sometimes you don't really care what you're watching. You just need to pass 20 minutes.
I think also another issue is obviously streaming platforms. I'm assuming they don't show ads in the middle of in their subscription services, obviously because you're paying for it. So the issue is, how do you get? I think the one thing that would change is, how do you get people into watching a new show? Now,
Have you ever used Netflix before?
No, I've never used Netflix.
Okay, basically, I'll just put this out a recent example. There's a new thing that popped up on Netflix, Enola Holmes. I saw no advertising for it anywhere, but it's the most watched thing on Netflix. You know why? You open up Netflix and it's this new thing. It's pretty much half of your screen
Yeah.
is an advertisement
Yeah.
for that new thing. And Netflix specifically starts auto-playing like a trailer.
Legit.
You
yeah.
cannot
Yeah.
avoid it. You
Yeah.
load up a streaming service and it goes, this is our new big thing. Please watch it.
So that's how it's
Yeah,
advertised.
when you open up Disney Plus, it's a similar thing. On the top banner, they just have a bunch of like, it doesn't autoplay like Netflix does, so it's not as obnoxious. But like, it's just like, here are all these things that you should watch.
Question: is it like general advertising, or the ads like are they like targeted?
I don't think so. I don't want to watch Emily in Paris, but I've been told that it's number 2 in the UK, and it's on there every time I open up my Netflix account. So
For me, it is usually targeted, to be fair.
So I'm thinking in the sense of Disney Channel, because like if you're watching, most people watch Disney channels are like, and they're in their teens or pre-teens mostly, basically, and you'd want to focus promoting shows like that.
Well, I think they just do it on watching habits. Really, I think they just go, "Well, what are you watching?"
Like their recommendation algorithm is really advanced, and it's just getting better.
It's just,
that makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that would be another way to advertise new shows.
Yeah, they just literally go for every other part of their app except the watching.
Yeah, exactly. It's streaming services slowly killing all the things we used to love, like cinemas and the Disney Channel. It's big sad.
Rest in peace of Disney Channel. I didn't know it was going away. Wow.
Yeah,
what was the Sky number for it? Was it 609 or something?
609 610. So 609 was Disney Channel, and then 610 is Disney Channel Plus, and then 608 and 607 was Disney XD and Disney XD Plus,
which killed
Jetix. That used to actually be Jetix.
And then before that was Fox Kids.
Fox Kids, yeah. Yep. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I did hear about Disney Channel shutting down, but I think the trauma just made it erase from my mind.
You didn't want to truly believe it.
You're like, I can't be true.
It was like denial phase.
Nah, I cannot be true. I can't believe it.
It's like, I'm never gonna load up Sky to check, but it can't be true.
It can't be true. Yeah, for reals. My TV has a thing where you can like control the Sky with a normal remote. Never used it, but I just know that's the thing that set it up.
Nice.
I don't even know where we bought a Sky. I actually have no idea where we slept Sky.
Yo, cancelled our Sky subscription like a few months ago after having it for 2 decades.
We cancelled our Sky subscription like ages ago. But we still have our Sky box and everything. So we're just watching like the regular Freeview channels.
Yeah. I think for me it was the opposite. I think it was going to get cancelled. Then I think I, of all people, pitch for it to not be cancelled, and I never watch it. I don't know why. I watch it the least. I don't even have a Skybox in my room anymore. I never watch it. I don't watch TV.
It's nostalgia. You don't want to lose it. It's childhood right there, man.
Pretty much.
All right. I wanted to add this one in. I'll read what I said here because I probably put it more eloquently than I will now. As the sun began its cycle around the Earth on January 1st, 2020, very few of us could predict how that cycle would progress. With all the events on planet Earth the last 10 months, it becomes easier than ever to focus on the negative, mostly because it feels like there's more than usual. But I thought it might be nice to discuss our favorite things of the year so far, no matter how small, and if lockdown had any benefits for us, I think it would be cool to share.
Oh, lockdown has had several benefits.
I know Varese had definitely had some benefits for you.
I'm in year 3 of my uni because of COVID. I honestly don't know if I would have passed my exams if it wasn't for, hey, it's open book exams now suddenly.
Well, that's a good thing. See, Reese passed university. Reese got to year 3 because of lockdown. That's nice.
But even that lockdown in general, I think has changed things for the better. So many companies and places and workspaces have started to realize how much can be done at home of equal quality, if not better, because it's a more relaxed environment. And so now so many more, I honestly think like even past lockdown, once it's all lifted, so many things will still be pushed to work from home and just give you more freedom to work from home.
Yeah, speaking a bit more anecdotally, because obviously I do freelance work for different companies, and I've been asking people at those companies, and I'd be like, hey, how has like that been for you? And like, do you see yourselves using this more going forward? And they were like, yeah, initially it was like kind of difficult to get everyone into the swing of things. Once they did, it's like, yeah, it was good to see how much work can be done. And yeah, now that because they've just had to put up the infrastructure and a lot of companies didn't have it. And they're like, yeah, now that we have the infrastructure, yeah, we will be even going forward. A lot of them have said, yeah, we'll just be implementing more systems to work at home and stuff and allow for that.
I'm mainly liking that as, the career I'm likely going into is easily available to do the majority of it from home. And it means I maybe won't have to travel 2 hours into London to go to work.
Well, your industry was like already kind of at the top of that.
It's been one of the easiest transitions. And I mean, it's the industry that has allowed everybody else to transition. So...
Exactly. So you guys are already pretty good. Now they're just gonna be like, don't fucking come to the. We don't want to see your face here. Don't come here. Just stay at home.
This industry is software development. Just to provide context for the listeners.
Oh yeah. It doesn't work for the mafia. Yes. Reese works in programming, and that's programming and software stuff. That's Reese's domain. So that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, Reese isn't a hitman who has teleporting bullets.
What?
Simi mentioned the mafia.
Teleporting bullets? What?
Working from home.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Simi.
Okay, there are a few things. As a result of people being at home more, generally people have been like watching a lot more YouTube, which has been interesting. But it's a positive. But also it's like, okay, people are spending like a lot of time indoors against their will. But
yeah, but it's benefits for you. We're talking about positives on an individual basis, aren't we?
Yeah. All right, come back to me.
Okay. All right, I'll come back to you, and you can be able to decide. Israel, has there been any positives and benefits? Just any positive things?
Honestly, the lockdown's been air for me. It's not really been bad, and it's not really been good either. Like, it's been very neutral in a sense. Like, the only good thing lockdown really did was it helped me with like 2 of my assignments, in a sense that, like, basically one of my compositional assignments, I didn't like the sound of it, and because obviously I did that work in Logic Pro X, which is on Apple, by the way, and I don't have a Mac, and I don't have any Apple products at home. And so the positive there was, oh, I got to restart my work again. The negative there was, oh, I have to restart my work again. So yeah.
Balances itself.
Yeah, and then I think also for another assignment, we were gonna have to shoot a music video, and I did zero preparation for like and what I wanted the music video to look like or anything, or any research into anything. So I got by having to do kind of less work now, having to have done less work anyways. Even though I did most of the work, I did a ginormous amount of work. In just
what did you guys do? Did you guys still film the music video?
We still filmed it. We still filmed the music video. So we shot, like, basically we did the thing where everyone who performed recorded themselves playing their instruments, mimicking the actual song we recorded. So yeah, I guess kind of neutral, but nothing really beneficial. I think the part that makes it the most neutral for me is the fact that the industry I'm in is music, and that industry's been absolutely gobsmacked waffled into oblivion.
I'm always surprised to see when I go on the Spotify top charts and there are no blue dots, which mean new entries. I'm just like, oh wow. I guess it means, though, for the people who did make new songs, their songs probably like have been at the top for a while. I know WAP probably would have been at the top for a long time anyway.
Yes, so many artists I follow haven't released music because they're clearly waiting so that they can go on tour immediately afterwards to promote the album. That the album can be sold in stores.
That's how a lot of these people make money.
Yeah, it's how they eat. I know that, but like,
yeah. So they're like, I'm not gonna drop an album if I can't, pay my rent after.
Still, give me something,
I know. It's kind of nice. I can kind of get away with not doing that and stuff that are more dropping albums and stuff, because they're like, I can drop an album and I'll be fine, I'm rich. But I think generally, if you're somebody who's creating content this year, it's kind of probably been a better year for you, because just a lot more people just sitting down to watch it. Anybody who fucking Twitch streams, I'm sure, has been killing it this year, like absolutely just dominating, because so many people are just watching so much Twitch now. And I think that's what's given certain games like Among Us and Fall Guys, I think, have been boosted by the fact so many people at home, and there's some people watching Twitch now, because they're just like, what the fuck else are they gonna do?
Right. All right, so I was thinking, right, about me, and a lot of positive things have happened this year, but I was trying to think positive things as a result of COVID-19. But let's just go outside of like COVID-19 or whatever. I've had like the best trip of my entire life this year when I went to San Bruno in California to go to the YouTube space. It was for like a sort of research summit type thing, and it was so amazing just being there and seeing like the people who actually make this website go. And yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. The YouTubers I was with there as well, shout out to Slaypoint and Wakuya, YouTubers from India and Japan respectively. And yeah, no, it was just a really fun trip. And I, like, while I was on the trip, I was like, this is like the best school trip ever. And it wasn't a school trip. So yeah, no, I have very positive memories of that. And that's been a highlight of the year for sure.
All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. Now, when did you go on that trip? You went on that trip like January.
That was the end of February. In fact,
February. It feels like it was last year.
Lockdown started while I was in America, and so there were fears over, are the flights gonna be disturbed? I got one of the last flights back from California to the UK. So yeah, it was a close call.
I don't know. I'd say probably for me, the main positive out of this year has just been there's a lot of good time to just actually reflect. I think a lot of people have had time to just kind of stop. You get a lot of time with yourself. You get a lot of time at home. And if you're in a relationship, I imagine that's giving you time to talk with your like partner and stuff and get to know them better. I'm sure there's a lot of parents as well. Like I know somebody who had a kid in January, February, and it's like, yeah, if they weren't in lockdown working at home, they wouldn't be spending they'd be spending way less time with them, you know, seeing all those first moments and stuff, things that you could miss if you're working and going out as regularly.
Yeah.
But for me personally, yeah, just the time to think has been really good. I've had more time to learn about myself and understand what kind of the person I am, what I want to do and stuff. And I found that very valuable. And I think anyways, but I think just lockdown has given me more of that time. And it's given me time to appreciate some people in my life as well, because they've been very kind of handy and useful. So, but yeah, that's 2020, baby. It's fucking sick. We got 2 more. How many months we got left? Like 2 more months left.
Yeah, 2 more months after October.
I guess technically 3 because we're at the beginning of October. Oh yeah, I guess I can also drink in America now, so that's cool. Assuming there'll be in America left to drink in after the year, but we'll see.
Yeah.
That's really a flip of a coin.
So we'll see. If there is one, I'll drink to that, I guess. Christ. But yeah, that's been our 2020 so far, and that's been this podcast for today. Hope you enjoyed listening. We had a good time making it, I'm sure. Yeah, if you want to catch us doing more cool stuff, we stream literally every Friday. This is so far the most consistent thing in my life since lockdown, actually. So every Friday, 7 p.m. we stream. It's great. So come do that. Twitch.tv/Unverified show. Well, come and check us out playing games. We've been flying planes the last 2 weeks. I don't know what the hell we're doing this week, but come check us out. It'll be sick. I assure you, by the time we've put out this podcast, we would have streamed something, so you'll see it. You can watch it. You can watch the past broadcast. Come check it out. And, you know, if you want to watch videos and other content that we make, I promise we are making content. So I promise we are. But if you want to see that, then it'll all be on youtube.com/unverified, where you can just go into the search bar, type in Unverified, look for our logo, then beautiful reddish pink. I don't know what color it is. Go look for that. You'll see us, see our beautiful faces on the banner, watch some videos, immerse yourself in our content, learn everything about us. There's 37 videos. You know how much content that is? You can just watch us. Just watch us for a whole week. It'll be an amazing week. Go do that now.
Your life.
go do that. Go watch all 37 videos on Unverified right now. It'll be great. You know,
go do it. Bet you won't.
Bet you can't watch all of the episodes of Unverified today and then tell all your friends about it too. Bet you can't.
Bet you won't.
I get them to participate.
Yeah, get your friends to join in. Yeah, tell a friend about Unverified. Tell a friend about the podcast if you enjoy it. Come on, sharing is caring. We love it. If you enjoy the podcast, tell a friend. Why keeping all the joy and fun to yourself? Come on. You know, what are they gonna do? Go watch a movie? Get the fuck out of here. Come watch the podcast. Get the fuck, what are you gonna do? Watch the Disney Channel? Get the fuck out of here. Come listen to the podcast.
We're flipping through the August catalog. Come on, mate. Get with the times, bro.
Get the fuck out of here. August catalog. Go flip through Unverified content on the YouTube channel. That's what you're gonna do. But yeah, go do all that. Go do all that. Go tell your friends. Go tell your mom. Go tell your dad. Go tell your cousin. Go tell your teacher at school. Teacher's like, what'd you get up to this weekend? I watched Unverified. Didn't do any of the homework, but trust me, you watch this content, you understand it.
Exactly.
Oh, why am I talking like this and so much? I don't know. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the show. We'll catch you next time. Do you guys have anything to say as we close up?
Unverified forever.
Very sick. Israel, anyways?
Unverified forever.
Thank you. And Reese.
I guess Unverified forever.
Actually, Twitter, don't listen to that though, please.
Wait, what? Yo, Twitter be like, yo, I got you.
Say no more, fam.
Say no more. I got you, fam. I got you. We're gonna say we've probably said enough for Twitter to not want to verify us. To be fair, but anyways, my closing statement is stay hydrated. I guess, yeah. Do that. Stay hydrated.
It's important.
Yeah, very important.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Leave us a review on social on podcasting things. Yeah, don't go on any other social media site though. Just go on iTunes, leave a review. Can you leave a review on Spotify? I don't know how that works. I do
No
something
idea.
on Spotify.
I think you could hit like on Spotify.
Do that.
Can you? Can you, if you can, do that.
Follow our pod. I think you can follow the podcast on Spotify.
Yeah, you can follow it.
Follow the podcast so you can keep up with us. Anyways,
Like, how does Spotify work?
How does Spotify work? God, we are old people. Jesus Christ.
To be fair, Spotify's podcast, they don't even know it's there.
Well, they love it enough to pay people hundreds of millions to fucking make podcasts with them. Christ. Anyways, see you next time. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and stay in school.
Bye.
Unless they tell you not to go to school in the next week, then don't stay in school.
Yeah.
Stay in Zoom.
Stay on Zoom, yeah.